Alright guys, so we have a lot of images to look at regarding FF7 Remake today. I'd seen the Materia menu image yesterday, like as soon as my video was done uploading, I'd seen that and I was like, damn it. Because I would have put that obviously as a part of my video yesterday. But it turns out there's a lot more images than just that. There's some concept art, some character screenshots, some in-game screenshots, all kinds of things that's dropped within the past day or so. So we're just going to hop right into it as usual. Right here we have a concept art or an in-game screenshot of sorts of the 7th Heaven bar. But the main takeaway from this is that it's at nighttime, which is kind of interesting. Because we've seen the 7th Heaven bar before with the Tokyo Game Show trailer. At the very beginning we see the Watchmen of Fate attacking it. But it is during the daytime. And it has been speculated for a while whether or not there's going to be a night and day cycle in this game. And maybe this is confirmation of that, who knows. Not to mention through all the gameplay trailers we've received, we've seen a lot of night and day stuff. So maybe that'll be the case, hopefully. Next up, we have an image from Sector 7, which is pretty much that area out in front of the 7th Heaven bar. If you guys remember all those random buildings and like the item shop and materia shop and stuff, you can actually see that there's an item shop in the background. The sign's backwards. And I do believe this is an in-game screenshot, just the way that the character models look for the NPCs in the background, the way the lighting is. Like, they could easily just take the camera in-game in the engine and just pull down here and take a picture if they wanted to. So I think that's what this is, which it looks fantastic. It looks so much better. As always, any kind of like in-game screenshots, in-game gameplay of like iconic areas always look better than I expect them to with this game. So over here on this Japanese website, I believe this is the source of all these images. There's quite a bit of them. A lot of them we don't need to break down, like these character model images. They look pretty great, but we've seen something like this before. A lot of in-game screenshots, which look great too, of like Tifa dropkicking this grass strike enemy, but we don't need to talk about that either. Otherwise, this video would be very, very long, but I do want to talk about a couple of these. So here we have a full character model of Ifrit, which looks completely badass. He sticks to the original with the horns going backwards and the yellowish green colored skin, but obviously, being that it's a modern game, they give him so much more detail, and I'm excited to see any of the other summons that might be in this game. I also seen somebody say in the comments of one of my videos that they wished Ifrit looked like the Crisis Core model, which you can have your preference, but I have to disagree with it just because he doesn't stick to what the original Ifrit looked like in the first FF7 game. You can see his horns like go sideways behind his head. He has fire all over his body, which isn't necessary. That's not how Ifrit looked in the original game. And he has like hooved legs for some reason. I don't know why they changed it that much. Like, it just doesn't make sense because Crisis Core takes place in the exact same universe as FF7, so Ifrit should look the exact same. Kind of a quick one, if you guys remember, there was the Tokyo Game Show pamphlet. It had this image of Tifa in it, but it was like terrible quality. Well, here's the good quality version of it. Now on to obviously the main point of this video. We have our first look at the equipment and materia menu. Our first look at how the materia system is going to work at all. It looks to be the exact same, right? You actually see a green and a blue materia equipped onto the Buster Sword and a summon materia. The blue materia is obviously the elemental materia. We know that because it is highlighted and actually gives us a description of how the materia works on the right of the menu, which is awesome. The elemental materia seems to be kind of weak because even at the 3rd star, it only adds 5% linked elemental damage, which I don't remember how much it affected it in the original game. Like if you put a fire materia onto your Buster Sword, I don't know how much elemental damage it added, but 5% seems to be pretty damn low. But if you look at the armor effects of elemental materia, it's actually a lot stronger, because even at the first stage of the armor, it says halves linked elemental damage. You get to the 2nd star, it says prevents linked elemental damage. You get to the 3rd star, it completely absorbs that element. So elemental materia is probably more of a defensive materia in this game. It's really, really strong even from the start. If you look up at the top below where it says elemental materia, you can see that we still earn AP to level up materia, so they're sticking to that as well from the original game. And the other big takeaway from this image is the fact that the equipment and materia is on the exact same menu, which before, if you guys remember from the original game, you have to go into your equipment, equip your new sword, your new accessory, your new whatever, and then you have to back out of that and go back to the materia menu to equip the materia onto your new weapons and accessories, and now it's all in one menu, which is actually just a quality of life change that's definitely needed. Some other takeaways from this image is it seems like they're sticking to the original game where you can only have one weapon, one armor, one accessory. I don't know if that's going to change at all throughout the game. We're still pretty early. You see the Cloud's level 13. If you look past the menu, you can see that Cloud's on some like train tracks. So this could maybe be the section of the game where they're going to the Sector 5 reactor where they jump off the train or whatever. Don't know exactly, but it still seems pretty early. And he also has a purple materia equipped on to his iron bangle. Or independent materia if you want to be more specific. But in the original game, we don't get any of that until outside of Midgar. I believe the very first one you get is the Chocobo Lure materia. So obviously this game is entirely inside of Midgar, so that's going to change. I'm just kind of curious as to what this independent materia would be, if it's something old or something new. So needless to say, at face value, just looking at the materia menu, it seems to work exactly the same as it did in the original game. Like, there doesn't seem to be any change at all. The only thing I'm not sure of right now is how materia affects your stats, because in the original game, depending on which materia you equipped, it would increase and decrease certain stats. We don't know exactly how that's going to work yet. But I'm pretty satisfied with what I've seen, man. You have the equipment and materia on one screen. You still just equip materia onto your weapons or your armors. If they're linked, they have effects. You still earn AP to level up materia. There's actually a menu on the far right of the actual menu itself that explains each level of the materia. Like, it's exactly what I wanted, man. It seems like the Materia System is the exact same as the original game. Like, it's not something that really needed to be changed or messed with at all. Like, it was perfectly fine in the original game. So anyways, I'll pass off to you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the Materia System now? Like, now that you have seen an actual image of the Materia menu, what do you think? And what are your thoughts on some of the other images we looked at in this video? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay up to date with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. And my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description. Into the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like